Whatever.
You're not ready?
I already pressed the button. We're live. We're doing it, people. This is Thomas
So
Metal
this is
75. We are joined by a conglomeration of all kinds of crazy people. We got Ronnie S. We got John Anile. We got Jesse up there in New Hampshire. And we got Jeremy. I almost forgot your name. Holy crap. Jeremy.
My name is Joe.
In the great state of Arkansas. Yeah, Arkansas. And yes, Thomas Metal 75 here in Massachusetts for your not Wednesday, but your tasting room a Tuesday. Yes, wild card theme is still the name of the game. So welcome to this episode of the Crazy Show. And I guess on my screen we can kind of go left to right and talk about what kind of beers we're going to be drinking and discussing and enjoying this evening, starting with Arkansas and Jeremy Vincent.
All right, I'm bringing out the big guns today. Jess, you got to smile a little more when you're doing this, okay?
I've got to put my beer down. I totally screwed this up. Let's set
St.
this up.
Bernardus,
Go ahead.
Tap 12.
Nice.
Belgium Quad Trappist. I'm anxious to try this. I've heard a lot about it. 10% from Belgium. So. Somebody's yelling at some. I think somebody's in trouble.
All right. Let's go to the great state of New Hampshire and Jesse for his Breckenridge beer. Is that right?
Oh.
No, not yet. Uh-oh. Not yet. We're going to go straight to John. He's telling me otherwise. John Anile, give us the beer of choice tonight.
Well, while Jesse works out his domestic disturbance, I will talk about mine here. I've got a new one. I haven't had it yet. I was going to drink one earlier, but I figured why not try it for the first time on your wild card or your tasting room Tuesday. So I've got the Sweetwater. It's the 420 strain. This is their Mango Kush Wheat Ale. It is, let's see, best if enjoyed by 7/12/2019.
All right.
So July 12th. Wow, well within the freshness date. It is 5% alcohol by volume. Now, this particular one does not contain hemp. The other one that I had, the G13 one, had hemp in it. So this one is just a American wheat IPA with mango, I guess. It does say hemp flavors, but it doesn't have any actual hemp in it. So I don't know what they used to give it the hemp flavor. Anyway, I probably should have done a little bit of research, but like I said, I had a long day, so.
Excellent. Cool. Nothing wrong with that.
Got a Sweetwater glass to drink it in.
Oh,
so
cool, man.
Nice. I want to know from our correspondent in the New Jersey area, Mr. Ronnie S., what excellent beer are we drinking this evening, sir?
It's actually the New York area.
New York. So
New York, yeah.
I got
where dreams are made of.
Mexican beer.
Oh, yeah,
Dos
yeah.
Equines Ambar.
All right.
It's a Vienna style lager. I believe lager, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Vienna style. I've never had it. And I'm looking forward to it.
Very close to the Modelo. It's the Negra.
Yeah, and I just recently tried the Modelo Negra, so
Yeah. If you like it, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love that one too, I think, but I'm not sure.
Man, this beer smells like dank weed. Dank ass weed.
All right.
I gotta learn how to take mine off. Look at here. I gotta get.
I'm ready now.
All right. Jesse, we're ready for you.
So I already messed this up because it's my first time joining. I didn't know how it ran. I thought we were already live. I just like, hey, I'm cracking this fucking beer. Here we go. So I got bleep that out. We're gonna be PG-13 here. I got something from Breckenridge, which is owned by Anheuser-Busch now, but they are out of Colorado, and this is their Hop Peak IPA. I never had it until this week. I picked up a 15 mixer pack, and I was very surprised by this beer. It comes in at 6.5% ABV, and I already poured it, so there's no head on this, but that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Very,
All
very
right, so
hazy looking at all.
no haze.
No haze.
Good carbonation. Good carbonation. There is. You do see some kind of particulates floating throughout, so it's probably like a dry hop, like resin
Right.
type. So it's not looking yeasty, but it is looking like there might be some like hop particulates in the beer itself.
Excellent.
Right.
All
That's good.
right, and we got Brandy joining us. Hello, sir. What are we drinking this evening?
Rob-
Yeah.
Robert the Whiskey Scout.
Robert, what's up, Robert? Can you hear us? Can Robert hear us? He is muted.
Yeah, I hear you. I had it muted because I was eating.
Man, you did it. You just trumped all of us. Look at that. You got a whole meal and everything.
Well,
I love it.
I was hungry. I just got home. I've had about an hour and a half sleep in the last 36 hours. So
Woo.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Woo. Damn. What are we drinking this evening?
it's from Three Rings Distillery in McPherson, Kansas. It's a Bulldog. I'll see if you can see the can a little bit. And
Yeah.
it's a stout.
Okay.
And it's local. It's 5.4% alcohol by volume. I don't know what the IBUs are. They don't list that, but Three Rings Brewing LLC, McPherson, Kansas.
Nice.
That's good.
Local beers are some of the best. Yeah. I got a local one here from, it's not any of the New England style IPAs. However, this is a Trillium Brewing Company beer out of Boston, Mass, and by way of Canton, Massachusetts, where they're doing most of their brewing, and that's kind of where their brewing headquarters is now. This is called Just Add Noodles. It's an actual rice lager, for God's sakes. There you go. Brewed in conjunction with Ivan Ramen, which is a guy that owns a couple of ramen noodle shops in New York City, of all places. And it's 5.2% alcohol by volume, and Trillium is saying Pilsner rice and rye for the malts and Sterling hops. So there you go on that. I have had one of these yesterday, so I kind of know what I'm getting into, but since yesterday, I have not had any of these, so I'm looking forward to really diving into it on more of a review level. But I do want to hear from Jeremy, since we started this whole thing off with Jeremy, about the beer he's about to consume, that St. Bernardus Ap 12. Obviously, you've never had it before.
Oh, I've heard a lot about it, though. A lot about it.
Are you familiar at least with the Belgian quadruple, or like the Belgian dark strong ale style?
I don't think I've ever drank one. So this should be a new experience for me.
Okay.
So looks very dark brown. It poured like a finger head and it's dissipated real quickly. Just a khaki color right now. Let's get a smell on it. A lot of dark fruits.
Any bananas in there?
No banana notes yet. That's only for Drewski. I mean, he's not here, so.
Or Kentucky Brew Reviews.
Right. And really not picking that much. It's really not much to that as far as the smell on this one.
Okay. Ready for the most important part of the review? The taste test?
The date?
Yeah, the date.
Oh, I don't even know if I got the date on this, guys.
Got the day, guys, or no?
That date should be able to show that it can age a little bit, I bet you.
Heck, I'll just worry about that
The
later.
date, yeah, the date doesn't even matter on that one, Jeremy. You could drink that thing 10 years out. It'd be good.
All right, here we go. 10%. It should be.
Cheers,
One,
Jeremy.
2, 3,
Ready to go.
down the hatch.
Oh man, figs, plums. Oh man, a lot of good. It's real sweet though. It's kind of it's real sweet at the beginning and a little bit of it finishes dry, really bitter, with a little slight bitterness.
Okay.
To me,
Yeah.
it's really carbonated too. I mean, highly carbonated. It seems like. Hey, it's really, really good though. I'm talking about.
I'm going to guess
Yeah, it's gonna probably be a good review here.
as part of my question, I'm going to guess that you do find this to have a scary amount of drinkability to it.
Yeah, for
Context.
Yeah, for 10%, it's very well hidden, masked well, because, like I said, you would think this would be like maybe a 5%er.
Yeah.
Best, from what I'm gathering, as far as. Now, I don't know what it'll taste like when it warms up. I'm not sure this one will taste any different like the Stout Sioux, but cheers, guys. It's really good.
Do you
I'll
think
get my rating here in a minute.
Good beer with like some medium rare steak or like a lamb chop, maybe?
Yeah.
Or some kind of barbecue, yeah.
All of the above. It would pair well.
Arkansas style BBQ.
Hey, we can do it down here, man.
Boom. All right. Well, keep sipping and thinking. That sounds real good. Yeah.
Don't think.
Boom. All right. So
Don't think.
yeah, don't think, just drink.
That's right.
After the beer.
That's my motto.
There's a bumper sticker for you.
I gotta hear some about this Breckenridge beer. I gotta know. Breckenridge, right there to Jesse and New Hampshire.
Okay, so I think things have quieted down. There might be some noise still, so sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Okay, man.
Yeah, Breckenridge. Yeah, so it's an IPA. Before they were pretty much bought out by Anheuser-Busch, we would see maybe their Breckenridge Vanilla Porter, which I wasn't a big fan of. But I did start now seeing different beers coming in from Breckenridge, and I picked up a 15-pack last week, and this one was the top out of that 15-pack. So this is that Hop Peak IPA. Now the head retention on it, it's dogs. Hi, dogs. If it's not one thing, it's another here. So there was some head on this when I poured it. It did go down pretty quickly, but it did have a white, kind of tight bubbled head. There is some good carbonation coming up through the center. You guys see that? I don't even know if you can hear me at this point. Oh boy.
It's okay. It's okay.
We hear you, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I hear you.
The color on it, it's great. It's got a nice dark gold going on to that orange amber-esque color. So it's like a 9 to 10 SRM on this thing. It looks great. It does have some particulates floating throughout, which looks like hop. It's very small, like hop resin type stuff, almost like they may have dry hopped it. The aromas. It's very like citrusy grapefruit. So it's right along the lines of possibly going towards like a West Coast IPA on the smell with that citrus grapefruit. There might be a small hint of pine in there as well.
Yeah.
And let's go in for the swig here.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
So you got a small amount of a malt flavor, kind of comes off like on the cracker flavor from the malt. So very light. It's like a 2-row Pilsner type malt. There's no sweetness from like caramel or anything like that. Do get some of that citrusy flavor in it. Carbonation level, it's kind of on the medium side. It might hit like the lower end of the medium, so just above light carbonation, we'll call it. Does have a bitterness that's there throughout, but it does kind of grow at the end of drinking, and it does linger on, so it has a nice bitterness to it. Yeah, all in all, I mean, it's, to me, this does come off like a West Coast style IPA. but it does have some decent flavors that you're actually picking out from the citrus and kind of piney notes that are coming through. And you know, the body on it being about a medium, and the whole bitterness and everything, it just kind of just flows nicely. It's a nice, easy drinking IPA.
I might try that one. It sounds good.
Bumpy, that was a long-winded review.
Yeah,
Very
and I was
good,
kind of
though.
lost in
Very
it.
good
I
review.
was waiting for more noise, so I was just kind of like on edge.
No, it was great, man. Good job.
A+. All right. So, yeah, we'll have to come back. We're going to do as we do in Masters Beer Reviews fashion, and hear a rundown of everyone's beer, and then get the ratings and scores and overall impressions of said beer. Maybe talk a little brew news. Who knows?
Sweet.
Well,
So when we're doing that, that's cool, because I can go through my 50-point scale. I can actually come back through this afterwards.
yeah, definitely think about this while you listen to everybody else. That would be cool.
Sweet.
Just drink.
We got Spiral Lake. Oh, nice beers, everyone. Kent Berry Review is just about to crack a Baltic Porter. Bart Robinson, he wishes me a happy belated birthday. That was yesterday.
No, that's right. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Yeah, enjoying the chat from the sidelines, of course. As always, cheers, everyone. All right.
Cheers to Eric.
Let's hear from our good buddy John Anile. Let's hear about his what is that? Orange Crush?
The 420 strain mango Kush strain.
Kush.
Oh, it's a wheat IPA, or it's a wheat ale, but it's an IPA. So much like the 420 G13 strain, as soon as I poured it in the glass, it smelled like somebody lit up a joint. It just has that dank smell. Like a hemp beer. Like it's kind of 420. It's made to appeal to that crowd, I guess, the 420 crowd. But it smells really good. It's more of a West Coast. You know, you get the piney resinous notes. No mango on the aroma. Anyway, the color is kind of a hazy golden. I don't think I mentioned that. The lighting is poor here, but it poured with a huge head as well, which is dissipated, but probably a 3.5 finger foamy white head. So the taste, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
There was no mango on the aroma because that dankness was just so overpowering, but you're definitely getting some mango on the palate. Balances out with the dankness quite nicely. It's not overpowering. It's not like Mango Fantastico like Michael Kormaroff had that was absolutely terrible.
Oh, man.
And I don't think they add. It doesn't say whether or not they actually add mango puree or what, but it does taste like they have some mango, like some juice in here, that it's not just coming from the hops. It's very enjoyable. I wish I had time to do a little bit more research on the beer, but it was just released in 2019. I just started seeing it about a week ago, so it's just now hitting the shelves. It's very enjoyable. It's light body, 5% alcohol. You could drink a few of these. The bitterness is not really building like with a standard IPA for me, because it's not sticking to the insides of my mouth and my cheeks. It's almost like they added them a little bit later to get more hop character without the actual bitterness. I don't know what IBUs are, but I would guess maybe between 20 and 30, because it really doesn't taste too bitter. It is very dank though. If you don't like West Coast style IPAs, and if you don't like the smell of marijuana, stay away from it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
It is very, very enjoyable. It's got some nice carbonation, and the finish is crisp, clean, refreshing, and dry as well. So far, pretty good brew.
But there's actually no THC in it. It's just made with hemp.
No. That's not legal here.
Oh. Righty then. All righty then.
All right, so hemp has
Actually, no hemp there
the
either.
same smell as THC.
It smells like some sticky buds for sure, yeah, or sticky nugs or whatever,
Wow.
whatever.
Looks like my birthday. Oh.
Uh-oh.
But
Sounds like
yeah,
Eric's
that sounds
birthday.
freaking delicious. Oh my God, no. Yeah, Ronnie, you got this crazy Crazy
On
beer.
S, I have
Crazy lager beer. Dos Equis.
Mexican Dos Equis Ambar,
Right.
which is Spanish for amber. So this I heard was the original Dos Equis actually. The one that is considered the regular Dos Equis now isn't the original. This was the original. I watched a Ron Terrier review just to let you guys know on that one. That's where I
Yeah,
got
I
my.
think you're right on it. Yeah.
It's a nice color, amberish color, I guess. I had a pretty good head on it. It went down obviously, but you can see the lacing is still there. It's 4.7%. It's a little bit on the light side. I don't know the IBUs, but I would think they're not much because it's not very bitter at all. No banana notes at all.
All right.
Dang, there goes that one.
It's tasty. It's good. It's along the same line as the Modelo Negra,
Yeah.
but definitely lighter. I think the Modelo is like a 5.5 or something like that.
5.4. Yeah, I think.
Okay, yeah. So this is like, I guess, the lighter version of it. It's very similar. Besides that, though,
Yeah, they really taste similar. Which one? Well, I'm not going to ask you till you get the review.
I think I would prefer the other one just because it's a little bit stronger and has a stronger taste, but it's not too strong. So why not just go with that? But this is good though. This is definitely a good beer. It's extremely sessionable, so you can get a 6-pack and just drink the whole thing. But I like it. I'll ponder on my final grade. But I do like it. This is the first time I've ever tried it, and I was looking forward to it.
It's got good lacing. Look at the
I sworn you had that before.
It has a very good lacing. No, I haven't had this yet.
Well, you might have had the Especial, maybe.
I did. I think one time I did do the Especial on. Or might have, or maybe you just saw me drinking it.
Yeah, and for like the cervezas, the Mexican lagers or beers, cerveza being beer for whatever. But yeah, they kind of they have a lot of German influence, so they do a lot of lagers based on.
It's called Vienna style, so it's
or Vienna style
crafted by 19th century German immigrants to Mexico.
Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, you sip on that. You sit back. You relax. You watch the show. We got here, guys.
Got today, guys. Look at there.
Oh, bam.
Oh, canned on 3/27/19 at 8:25.
I don't know.
32 seconds.
I don't know if it's just Trillium or like people are just not going to Trillium going, rice lager. I need to buy that immediately. But this is what we're doing here. Rice lager, just add noodles. So it's good with your ramen and egg drop soup or something.
So do you pour that in that, or you just drink it separately?
I pour it in tonight.
Whatever, yeah.
A Stella Artois Chalice glass.
I've got a good story after you're done here.
All right, I'm looking forward to that story.
I look forward to it too.
It's very short, but it's funny because it's
reminds you of Stella. Yeah. So it does have some amount of head. I think in a even bigger rimmed glass, it might show a little bit more of that head, but I've had it in the glass for a little bit. Really nice carbonation, kind of champagne-y in its effervescence. It's not completely see-through opaque, but it's not clear either. So take that for what it's worth. It looks like a really good beer. And I mean, if you didn't know this wasn't Stella, you might just think it's Stella.
It looks like a Stella, especially in that glass.
Yeah,
it certainly has. I mean, the rice, how I'm getting it in my brain, just in what my nose is telling me, is it's a very grainy kind of complexion to it. But I think what I'm getting is is a good amount of sweetness for the style. It's correct, but I'm getting a good amount of sweetness from the rice. It's very crackery, pilsnery, malty in the background. Just nice sweet white bready malts, cracker-y malts, a little bit of a hop spicing, but not too much. They're only using Sterling hops, so they're not really trying to bash you with hops. It's not like an IPL or anything like that. Maybe a touch of lemoniness, lemongrass, whatever you want to call that. Yeah. Trillium makes a rice lager, and Budweiser is a rice lager. How does that compare? Maybe I can tell you. Cheers.
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 Weird style for Trillium, but it's got a it's really kind of hard to pinpoint the finishing flavor because it's almost a touch, just a little bit of a touch of a chalkiness when it finishes. It's a pretty dry, not bone dry, but it's a pretty dry finish. Crisp, clean, ultra refreshing, as one would hope for this style of rice lager to be. Not quite as sweet and cloying as, say, like a Kirin Ichiban, or maybe not Kirin Ichiban, but like a Sapporo. If you get one of those giant cans, that's even sweeter tasting than this one. A lot of the white Brady malts, a lot of the Pilsner crackery malts, a lot of lemoniness actually in this one too. But I am getting a lot of that sweet, crisp flavor from the rice. And again, it kind of ends a little bit on this chalky side. So, which kind of makes me feel like there's a little bit of a film, or like I'm still, maybe it's just like a long kind of a lasting finish, but it is dry, but it's long lasting. That makes any sense. The sweetness kind of diminishes, but you're left with a little bit of the maltiness and a little bit of the almost lemony kind of a note to it. So light side of medium, but probably a light-bodied beer for all intents and purposes. Again, crisp, clean, ultra refreshing. Nothing like outstanding or wow about it. However, this is pretty good. I think your standard beer drinker would probably like this. There's more hopping and there's more body to it than a Budweiser. It's not as thin and watery as a Budweiser, but I think if you've had a beer like this, or a beer maybe more like a Kirin Ichiban, that's more reminiscent to this, but it just has much stronger malt body and character to it in that regard. So if you like rice lagers and you like German and even Czech Pilsners, check this one out.
Nice.
Boom. I'm gonna
I like how you threw the Czech.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
It's good job.
I'll throw in my little 2 bits real quick. This is a very quick story. So back when I first started my channel, this video is no longer up. I still have it. I can post it again. But I did a video on an American light lager that was brewed by Treehouse. And let me tell you, when I did a video on that and I said, I would not go spend my money on this. Why stand in line and spend this amount of money when you can just go get Budweiser at the local store and spend a lot less money, because that's basically what it's coming off as. I got my first thumbs down.
Oh,
Okay, so Bumpy, did you really think that?
I really thought that, yeah. It met the style perfectly, but the style sucks. So
Right.
it was like,
Did you stand in line for that, Eric?
absolutely not. I didn't actually go and buy the beer. However, it's easy enough for me to go when this beer was acquired by the family yesterday. It's easy enough if you go to Trillium at about 1:30 in the afternoon on a Monday and find people there, but literally virtually no hassle to get up to the cash register and go and pick out your beers. So if you're available like on afternoon hours, or you can get there right after work on like a 5:30 or something, I mean like right at 5:30, you might do pretty good. And it does depend with Treehouse. Obviously Saturdays are going to be mobbed, but you kind of want to get there early on, so that you don't get there at like say 2:00 in the afternoon on a Saturday and you go, oh shit, the line's out the brewery. So you kind of have to watch out for that. I never usually worry. I've never seen it in my life. Maybe the first time I ever went there, but that was about it, like 3 years ago. Never ever beyond that seen a line out the door for Trillium. So in that regard, Trillium much more accessible and easy to get in and out of than Treehouse. So that's my 2 cents. on all of that.
Both of them are in the Boston area, right?
Treehouse is in Boston and in Canton, which is outside of Boston, not too far outside of Boston. Treehouse is maybe about, depending on where you live, it could be between an hour and an hour and a half west of Boston.
Okay.
Right in our central part of the area in Massachusetts, but easily accessible from both the west and the east. Yeah. Worth the trip.
Oh yeah.
So Budweiser
Yeah.
style beer.
What's the lager? Yeah.
Well, that was the Treehouse one I did. The
Yeah,
Trillium.
yeah.
He said it comes off more German, a little bit more Germanic, I think. So
Yeah, they both make
Yeah, he said it was hoppier.
style IPAs and really well done imperial stouts and porters. And sometimes, if you like your sour beers, some of the New England breweries are doing really good versions of sour beers. But you know what? We're missing one key individual here. We got the Bulldog beer. We got Robert Hendricks. I want to hear about your beer,
Robert.
Sure.
Robert.
Hendricks. Yeah. Woo.
Well, I just now realized I go through McPherson, and I've never been to this distillery. I don't even know how long they've been in business. But I go through there quite a bit. And so next time I go through, I'm going to keep my eyes out open. But the Bulldog is actually the high school mascot. It just now dawned on me for the McPherson High School, but I don't know what that means anything. But anyway, 5.4%. That's not the first one I've had. I really enjoy them because they're light. It is, you can see just a little bit of light through it. So it's not one of those stouts that's just so dark you can't see through.
Yeah.
And when you guys, I'd already poured this when it came across that you guys were going on. So the head was real. It was a small head. It was a typical chocolate, that light chocolate colored head on it. It fell pretty quick.
Right.
It's a no frills oatmeal stout is what it is. It's really good. It's light on the thing. It's got your chocolate. You got your dark malty flavor that's cooked hops, or not hops, barley. It's got your cooked barley. I mean, it's just a very good stout, but it's not going to win, I don't think, any awards, or it's not going to do, it's not going to be something that you're going to probably want to run out and just to get unless, but okay, I'm beating around the bush. Basically, you could buy the 4-pack of these and you can enjoy the entire 4-pack.
Yeah.
You buy a 4-pack of Avery or one of those heavier stouts like that, and one or two of those, really, you're filled up. You don't really want anymore. So it's light enough. It kind of fills that gap, and you're still getting all the chocolate. You're still getting the coffee. You're still getting the dark roasted malts. You're getting all those playing together. Not a lot of anything else really going on with it. It's not super viscous. It doesn't last. It doesn't dwell on your tongue, or doesn't hang around a long time. It's not very bitter. There is bitterness there, but it comes and goes rather quick. It's just the term sessionable for a stout. This would be one that would be, you could do that.
Right.
I think that's why so many people like Guinness, because it's 4.2 or 4.4% alcohol, very light bodied for a stout. So you could drink a 6er of Guinness if you want to. I mean, some people, that's what they want with their stout. They want all the stout flavor, but they don't want all that body. They want to be able to drink it. So,
and that's where you're at with this one too. But the flavors are there. It is a good beer. I really enjoyed it. It's just not going to be that, like I try to say, it's not going to be that heavy stout you're going to look for.
Sure.
Right.
So this is a local. So this beer comes from a local brewery to you. Is that correct?
Yeah, I used to live up closer to McPherson, Kansas. It's between Salina and Wichita. It's been showing up in the well, we just now got more than 3.2 beer. They passed a law now we can have 6 point in the grocery stores now, so we can sell regular. So it's starting to show up there as their local beer section they'll have, and so now we're starting to see more and more of it down here. So
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
it's just a local little distillery. I have no idea how much they make, how much they produce. But it's good.
Sure. Excellent.
That's what's important.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I got some Astral tequila when we get done with all this.
Oh,
Oh, a little late Cinco de Mayo
there
celebration.
you go. Tequila review afterwards.
Cinco de
Yeah.
Mayo.
Well, I've already had my scotch earlier today, so
Oh,
Yeah.
My wife was bitching about margaritas today. She's a bartender. She said she made over 500 margaritas because of Cinco de Mayo. So
I was working, so I don't.
But what does she expect?
She's like, I'm all set with margaritas. And guess what? We have these scented hand soaps. The one she pulled out of the bag today was a margarita scented hand soap. She got so irritated.
that's funny.
Damn.
Can't
Nice.
get away from margaritas, can she?
It's only one day a year. Come on.
I love margaritas. Though.
Only one day here.
Yeah.
Not if you live on an island, it's not.
Not in Margaritaville. Jimmy Buffett would say, "Nay, nay."
I know where that is actually.
Have you been there?
It's in Florida.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
I'd like to go there.
I will go though soon.
You can eat cheeseburgers in paradise with your Margaritaville.
There you go.
Oh,
You know where it is, Jeremy?
Yeah, I want to go. I haven't got to go there yet, but I would like to.
It's
I
I think it's called Treasure Island.
Yeah.
It's a little island on the Gulf Coast.
get going, Jeremy. Let's go.
Hey, you buy the tickets and pay for everything. We're headed there. All of us. We're all
I'm going
going.
there soon, man. I'm going there in like
Ronnie's paying our way.
Sure. All right.
I'm serious.
I'll go to the library and sign the book out, Treasure Island, so we have a map.
I'll just use Google Maps. How about that?
I'll go. Can't get there from here.
Map quest.
Key West, take a left.
Yeah, Key West. There you go.
Oh, Key West, go up north.
Oh,
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Key West is the lowest
That's right. That's right.
the lowest part of America besides Hawaii.
The lowest common denominator.
Damn.
That's where all the rich people live, right?
Nah, they're not rich.
So sad.
They're just comfortable.
But I do want to hear, since Jeremy's doing all the talking, I got to hear about this Jeremy beer, this St. Bernardus Ap 12.
Okay.
Finally, you've had this beer before. What are your thoughts and opinions? And what are your thoughts now of said style, trying it for the first time?
This style is amazing. I
Oh,
will be,
there you
I
go.
will be returning to this style. It is really good. I'll tell you what it tastes like right now. Since it's warmed up, it's gonna taste like the sun-made raisins, a little red box.
Mhm.
It tastes just like that in liquid form.
I was wondering when you're going to start mentioning those dark fruits, raisins, figs,
Yes, it does.
dates. It's got all of that, man.
Yeah, right now this tastes just like that box of raisins, sun-made raisins.
Now is that a double or a quad?
Quad. It's supposed to be quad, I think. Right?
Quad?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Belgian quad. Yep.
It's very good. I will be buying some more of this. If the West Flotarian is this good,
What is it called again?
better, I would like to try it.
What is the
Oh,
bottle?
my God, you're looking to try West Letarian 12.
Yeah,
Unless you find somebody locally that has it, you're going to have to
Shane's got it. Shane's got it. He's going to open it up when we visit.
That's the next best thing. According to Shane, he said that was actually very comparable to the West Heat 12. So, which, I mean, in my opinion, the App 12 is world class. So the West Heat 12 is kind of, it'd be nice to try, but I don't feel like I'm missing out on too much because that one, at least from somebody who's had the West Letarian 12, he said it was very similar to that beer. So
Yeah, he did. He said really, really close. I mean, they were actually, from my understanding, they used to make it for them, right?
yeah, that's what he said.
So,
Oh,
different yeast, though. I think
man.
only difference.
Right.
What kind of beer do you got?
Oh man, I'm just sipping a Pabst.
Oh, okay,
Just wanted
cool.
to hop in and
Blacko, what's
say
up,
what's
man?
you fellas?
You gonna review it?
Might as well give it a rating here in a minute.
All right, let's gonna give it a high rating, man. I love Pabst, bro.
Oh yeah,
Right,
Pabst.
let's hear it.
We're gonna give it a 9 on my end because it's easy sipping. They go down smooth, and you can have a lot of them.
There you go.
I think I have a question about the Pabst. The new labeling. You see the blue there?
Yeah.
You can't read it anymore. Like you can't.
It's not. They're not getting rid of the old labels, Ronnie. They've been doing the collector series cans for a couple of years now.
Oh, yeah.
I've got a couple
This
of them
new
actually.
one it says Pabst if you look closely, Pabst Blue Ribbon, but you can't really read it.
Yeah,
It's
it does.
Yeah, it's just a limited edition can.
Wow.
kind of ugly.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to save one of these. I'm gonna have to save one of these cans in, man.
Yeah. You need to save the can of that.
Unopened. Save it.
I bought a
You know?
24 ounce of Pabst the other day, and I noticed that like I can't even read the can. I can't read what it says. It's like an ugly blue circle.
It's blue with more blue, right?
It does. It just looks like a bunch of scribble scrabble.
Yeah, does the boxing on the packaging, does it look like it's like faded and weird, like it was left out in the rain and there's like weird,
Yes,
like
it does.
brown? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see those in the store then.
I didn't know if I got like an old can that was just like messed up.
That's
I thought it was a
pretty neat.
pretty cool little change up, man.
Yeah. I can't hardly read it though. He's right.
Can't read it. Hey,
Yeah,
put
you
it
can't
up.
hardly read it, but I guess it's just more for the blue ribbon.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you real quick. This is a 99 world-class beer.
Boom.
That good.
All right.
It's top of the line. I will be buying more of this if I can afford it.
So,
Yeah.
apparently,
Yeah,
I'm trying
from
to
what I've
find.
heard from that, Jeremy, that's from
Yeah.
the Westerly. You were talking about the Westerly 12.
Mhm.
That's like rated actually, I think, better than the
Mhm.
Westerly 12.
Well, the thing that I'm trying to find, and if I'm pronouncing correctly or not, even in the comments, somebody tell me, the West Laterian 12. From what I find and what I've heard on the internet and what I'm trying to read while we're doing this live right now, I'm not going to read word for word, but those two companies or those two monasteries, the West Laterian folks and the St. Bernardus folks, which are literally about 7 miles apart from each other, for God's sakes, there in Belgium. I guess St. Bernardus used to brew a beer called
they used to brew it.
West Laterian under license from those monks at that brewery, West Laterian, that were brewing there. And then at some point in 1992, their license expired and they no longer were brewing beers for West Laterian. However, most people say that St. Bernardus is still using that same exact recipe that they have always been using since about 1946. And West Laterian, since that time, they say, has changed the yeast.
The yeast, yeast.
Now they use the yeast from Westmalle, Westmale, with their while St. Bernardus is using a strain from the original West yeast. So there's a lot of similarities and comparable taste profiles from West Laterian's 12 to the St. Bernardus App 12 quadruple. So it's
top notch.
so awful that you can't get West Laterian 12. You can if you want to import it out of Belgium and risk all of that to get it. There was a few years ago, a number of years ago, where they decided to bring some West Laterian 12 to the United States and sell it on shelves for only a small amount of time. And Jay Terrio, wherever he was working at, I think it was that Ferdinand supermarket, he had access to some of this, and he bought some, and he drank it all, and he was sharing it with some people. And he's like, I should have never just drank it all and shared it with people, because he thought it was the best beer he ever had in his life. So,
what was it called, Eric?
The West Laterian 12. I can put it in our chat so you can read all about it.
Yes,
please. Best beer in the world.
I'll track it down.
You can track down St. Bernardus App 12, not West Laterian.
Yeah, the other one you can't get it.
They only
go to Belgium.
No longer imported in the United States. As far as I understand, if you go to Belgium, where that monastery is, I suppose the last that I had read some time ago was that you can call up the monastery and arrange for a time to drive to that monastery and pick up some beer. That's really
You can't buy but so much of it. What Ron was saying, you can't buy much because people were selling it, going back and selling it for outrageous prices.
So Ron got it at the Methurns supermarket or whatever it is.
when they were doing when at one time they were doing a really small amount of international distribution. They've since ceased on international.
Since after that, they never got it again.
Yeah, correct. So I'm being very cautious to not call what they are a brewery because they're a certified Trappist product, which means they can't, their main source of income cannot be just brewing of beer. Everything they make money, whether it's from cheese or other kind of products they sell, including the beer, has to be supplementary to maintaining the monastery. The religion has to be sort of that main thing, but they can do other things, supplement the monastery. You just can't full blown make your own monastery just because you want to brew some beer.
Right.
That's not how it works for them. So
these monks are really good at making really good beer, though.
Oh,
they got one here in Spencer, in Massachusetts, in Central Massachusetts, and it's the first certified Trappist brewing monastery here in the United States, right here in Massachusetts. But very nice, Jeremy.
I'll tell you what, it also seems like it says it's 10%, but it's hitting me way harder than 10%. So I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
It's pretty.
It's hit me like a 13%.
Jeremy. 10% is kind of a lot.
What I'm talking about, usually a 10%er doesn't do me as like this. It seems like it's got more ABV than it's actually saying on the bottle. So
you think they're lying?
I don't know if it's just the one I got or whatever, but it's kicking.
All right.
But it's top notch, man. It's awesome.
You know what I want to know is we got to go right back to Jesse, right back to New Hampshire, and he's been thinking and brainstorming about some Breckenridge beer and where maybe his style of rating is going to.
New Hampshire beer tasting with.
Oh, he's got a formula.
Yeah, so my new videos, which will probably be, I don't know, a couple weeks out still, but because I'm backlogged. But I started doing the whole 50-point scale from the BJCP, so I decided to break this down into that because most of the time I just drink a beer and then I say, yeah, it's all right, basically, which means it's an average beer, it's a Sheltie. Which still most of them kind of fall under that, but when I actually break it down and you go by style, I surprise myself. Like this actually comes out to be a different animal than what I'm looking at. So for this beer, the Breckenridge Peak IPA, first off, I'm going to break it down by appearance. I thought the color, and this is a appearance 1 out of 6. The color on it, best out of 2. I gave it the full 2 because I thought for an IPA it met the color. It was that nice golden color. Clarity, it was pretty clear. It did have some of that hop resin floating throughout, but still, that's nice to see, especially if it was dry hopped coming from like a larger brewery. So I give that a 2. And the head retention did not stick around, so that was a best out of 2. I gave that a 1. I split that in half. So it gets a 5 for appearance out of 6. The aromas on it, you're looking for malt, hops, and other. Now, usually other would be like construe either if there's adjuncts or anything like that added, or if it's just like you want to go beyond the hops and malt. But I think the malt aroma was there. I could smell kind of some of the malt, and not all beer styles are going to construe all of these, so you're going to have to really think about like what you're grading them on based off of style. But I gave that the full 3. I gave it for the hops, I gave it the full 3, and then the other for aroma, I gave it a 3 out of 4.
Okay.
So it's going to get a 9 out of 10 for the aroma. The flavor, malt flavor, best out of 4, I gave it a 3. The hops, I gave it a 4 out of 4. The balance, I gave it a 4 out of 5 because that was between the malts and hop balance. And just being a little bit less on the malt flavoring, which I would have liked to see a little bit more malt flavoring out of it. That kind of brought that down. Then we got carbonation at best out of 3. I thought it was perfectly carbonated for the style, so I gave it a 3 out of 3. And then aftertaste, it left me a little bit disappointed in the aftertaste, so I did ding that a point. I gave it a 2 out of 3. Body, I think, was spot on, a 5 out of 5. Drinkability, so just kind of looking through the whole aroma and flavor aspect of the whole thing. The drinkability on it, best out of 10, I gave it an 8. So you add all those up, best out of a 50 score for me gets a 40 out of 50, which puts us at the BJCP low end of an excellent beer. 40 out of 50. 40 being the very low end. If it was a 39, it would just be a very good, not excellent. So
Cool.
Nice.
Very thorough. Wow.
that's that.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
Craig Swenson's watching us live. Yo, what's up, Craig? Another fellow New Hampshire, New England guy.
Cheers, Craig.
He says that I agree with your video review of Woodstock IPA, Jesse. Spot on.
Okay. Yeah, I wish I was doing the whole 50-point breakdown on that. Like, to me, this whole thing has opened up my eyes. Like, I mean, there's your own personal preference on beers. There's beers I cannot stand. Like, I don't like the style, but if I drink them, it's like, did they match the style? It's like, I hate the style, but did they match the style? It might be a really good beer, but personally, do I like
Hold
it?
on, Bumpy, sorry to interrupt you. We got Alex joining us.
Alex in the dock. What's up?
What's
Alex,
up?
are you gonna
Alex, you
examine
never
the
look
beer?
better.
There he is.
No.
Alex, this is a beer examination.
Yeah, I know that.
He's just gonna watch. He's just watching. He's gonna watch.
Wants to be
Right,
in.
Alex?
Yes, I know. I
Good to
know
see you,
this
buddy.
is porn.
What's going on? with
Thomas is confused. He's like, how the hell are all these people joining this examination? Just out of the blue. But
Give us the day in the life today of Alex the Beer Master. What's going
Alex,
on?
where's your KBS?
It's gonna be ready Wednesday.
I would like to actually. Now I can't get it because I don't have a ride now, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Which I'm not.
Take the
happy.
bus, man.
No, you're a funny.
Hey, public transportation. Nothing wrong with that.
I know. I have to pay for it, don't I? I mean, although that's probably not that bad. I don't know.
What else is going on with Alex the Beer Master?
Oh, nothing's going on.
Sounds fun, Alex. Welcome aboard. Grab yourself an iced tea, something with caffeine. So I'm a little charged. Let's go.
Smoke a
to see you.
cigarette, Alex.
I don't smoke.
Yeah, we gotta get
water.
into that. We gotta get back to some kind of crazy John Anelli 420 strain beer. Mango Kush wheat.
All right. That's right. The Mango Kush Wheat Ale from Sweetwater. It's very good. It's pretty light and refreshing. 5%. You could session these. If you like the dank resinous IPAs, I think you would like this one. It does have a nice little mango fruit note to balance it out. However, I really like the East Coast style better. I like the citrus fruit notes and all of that. Better than the piney dank resinous. So although this is probably, I mean, it's a great beer. It's just not one that I would drink too many of, but it's still good. I'm not going to say that it's excellent, but it's an 88 out of 100 for me. So it's a B plus.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend it. And anybody that's in the whole 420 community would absolutely love this. I would definitely recommend this to Tyler Mansell for sure. He'd love it.
Tyler Mansell, we wish this guy, I'm not going to talk a whole bunch about it, but he is not drinking beer for the foreseeable future. We wish that guy a whole bunch of well. We mean no harm. However, he was the one that coined, I believe he was the one that coined this thing, the International Beer Reviewers Guild, which is so cool because we are very international. Even though we have United States of America here, we are very international. We wish that man well. And it's an excuse to talk to somebody if you need to, Tyler. Just go back on that chat. It may be beer, but if you want to talk about someone else, do it.
Yeah, I have to say I'm a part of the 420 community or whatever you want to call it, and I'm not a huge fan of the West Coast IPA style. I don't like the bitterness. Really. I mean, I like IPAs, but I like
This one's not
style
super
IPAs
bitter,
way
though.
more.
This was not super bitter, Ronnie. It has a lot of the dank resinous notes, but it's not. I would imagine the IBUs are actually pretty low. There's usually when I drink a high IBU beer, especially the West Coast style, the bitterness kind of clings to the insides of my cheeks and it just builds up over time to where I just don't want to continue drinking the beer anymore. This one, it does not do that. So it's more sessionable as far as a West Coast style IPA is concerned, and it just has that dankness and
Actually,
resinous.
That sounds pretty good then.
Yeah,
John,
I think you probably like this, Ronnie. Yeah.
Hey,
John, you got one chance, just one chance. This I can't go through the whole rabbit thing.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Yeah, you got. if there was one New England style IPA, needed to be a homebrew. Now I'm quoting that one homebrew, maybe from Seattle, Washington, that you would recommend to Ronnie, since he is that 420 community.
I would definitely recommend the Kush Orange from Eclipse Brewing, but I don't think Ronnie, that one's not mass. It's not.
Yeah, I've heard plenty about that one.
Yet, so you have to wait.
I'll wait for Eclipse to patent his beer and mass produce it.
Hey, John.
I think my favorite New England style right now is the Voodoo Ranger New England.
No, that's a good one. Yeah, that's probably my favorite mass-produced New England.
Yeah, so far from me being here in New England and sipping a non-New England IPA from Trillium, sacrilegious, I know. They once created a lager called I Declare a Riot on purpose. However, besides like a Toppling Goliath and besides Collective Arts, I'm going to call that one outside of that sort of mass-produced-ish style. Bell's made one, and I think it was called the Official Hazy IPA. I once said the last time that I had it that if I was, for some reasoning, out of Trillium, obviously no Treehouse in the house, and for some reasoning I went 5 minutes on the road and bought the Official IPA Hazy New England beer from Bell's, I would be happy with that. So take that for what it's worth. I'm a New England guy drinking those beers.
Now a guy from New Hampshire that's I've done a lot of tastings on New Hampshire beers.
New Hampshire beer tasting.
There's one
they got some good beer up there. I agree with
you. It blew my mind. Now this was a brother sister. They opened up a brewery and then they moved. They used to be the Garrison City Brewery, but then they sold that, and then they became the Breakaway Brewery, and they do a gypsy brewing thing, and they do it out of Great North Brewery from Manchester, and they're it's a double IPA, and it's called Rise. That, to me, when I first had that, it tasted like something from Trillium. It was just it hit every single note. It was hazy, juicy, had some malt backbone to it. It was really good.
Wow. I have yet to taste Trillium, but I will.
Yeah, I've heard so much about it, man. I have to taste.
Here's the first.
What would you compare it to?
Oh boy! Woohoo!
What would you compare it to that's pretty well distributed?
Again, I would say the Bell's Official Hazy IPA. I think Ronnie said something about a hazy beer from New Belgium.
New Belgium. I actually have that one.
Oh, the Voodoo Ranger.
I think it's called Hazy. The Voodoo
yeah, but
Ranger,
I know
Hazy
you're naming
IPA.
New England IPAs, but I'm saying, what would you compare to one of the same quality? You know what I'm saying? That's mass produced. I mean, New England IPA.
Yeah, that's that's kind of like the I think the hazy, to me, the hazy from New Belgium, that's kind of mass produced, put out more people can get it. That one pretty much.
Which one? The New Belgium Voodoo Ranger.
Yeah, the Voodoo Ranger Hazy IPA basically hit like that. It's much better than the Sam Adams.
Yeah, no, it is.
I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'll
Yeah.
agree with them. Yeah. But yeah, all right, we got.
But it's still not Trillium or Treehouse, but still.
Wow, really?
You got to know. It's very interesting. You got to know not only what these beers taste like, but
Yeah,
You have to visit. You have to
I've
visit
heard-
the
I've
breweries.
heard so much about it.
was canned today. Wait a minute. All right. It's a mind-blowing experience. But
Sorry,
you
I'm
just
having
can't really-
trouble with the connection. Please try again in a moment.
Now,
Gee,
Eric, these are available to buy
Oh,
online as well, right?
Yeah.
The Trilliums.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'm going to wait in line up in Boston. I'm probably not going to get up there.
There's nothing in there. There's
I would just
No, there wasn't.
look around at your local liquor store and start trying everything that says hazy or New England style or.
Yeah, I've done that, and I don't see anything as Trillium or Treehouse around here.
No, they don't really get. They don't really get a distribution outside of this local.
So maybe I'll order it online.
If you can catch the eBay listings before eBay takes them down, you can buy some Treehouse and Trillium.
Yeah. Or if I hit one of those breweries and I happen to have some, maybe I can do a deal with you. I'll let you know. They're wrong.
Whoa, Ronnie!
All right.
There you go,
Let me
Ronnie.
know.
There you go, Ronnie.
Boom. But yeah, Ronnie, you were drinking some Dos Equis.
That's right, I was.
How was that? What's your thoughts? What's your opinions? And what do you
Dos
think?
Equis or two X's.
Right.
Ambar, which means amber. It's a great beer. Beautiful lacing on that.
Penny,
I'm gonna rate that bad boy.
Penny, I'm gonna let you
I'm gonna give it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna give it a 90 out of 100.
All right.
Only because it's a little on the light side,
Yeah.
for my taste. But I think for what it is, it's very, very good. I'd probably prefer the Modelo Negro though. But
Me
this
too.
is very, very good. Just a little bit on the light side though. That's all.
I totally agree with that. I really do.
So yeah, the Modelo Negro. So that's more of it's a dark lager. So you kind of are you more of like a porter stout guy, Ronnie?
No,
versus-
I'm not. I'm actually not really a stout guy at all.
No, really.
Wow. All right.
No. And I'm kind of this Vienna style, Mexican style is
Yeah.
pretty new to me as well because I just recently had tried the Modelo Negra and this is my first time trying this Dos Equis Ambar. But I like the style.
You put the Modelo over that then?
Yeah, I do.
I agree. I do. That's same here. If I was
Yeah.
gonna,
I like Tecate.
Tecate's
But
good, but that's
I'm a
whole
cheap
different
ass.
style, though. But
Yeah.
it is
I'll
good.
take the Modelo.
there you go. Modelo.
I would take a Modelo Especial over a Tecate.
Yeah.
We got live breaking beer news. I hate to say this, live breaking beer news. I'm gonna read just a tiny bit of this. Tyler Mansell just told me live on Facebook. He went 7 days without alcohol, but he's at the grand opening of another location of Elysian Brewing Company. He's drinking an IPA. He couldn't even go 7 days without the fucking.
Come on,
Couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. You couldn't do it, Tyler. Come on. And we gotta stick to the program, man.
Elysian is good stuff.
Yeah, it
I
is.
like the space.
Yeah,
Elysian-
I got a person to say mad props. I mean, you went 1 day. Jesus.
What kind of sick
Apparently the
person does
building
that?
manager that he were of the place that he I'm saying this for your own good, Tyler, if you watch this. Apparently the building manager dragged him out of his house, dragged him wherever he was living while he was asleep to AA because he needed it. So Tyler, stick with it. Let's go. Come on, I think we're all rooting for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it together, Tyler. But if that beer is good, let us know.
Yeah.
My beer was okay. It was pretty awesome to see I've had a couple of different lagers now from Trillium. This rice lager is not necessarily my favorite one, but this is pretty good. I mean, like I said, it's a little bit on that sweet rice side. It's not really sweet on the finish. It's kind of bone dry, but it's leaving you with a little bit of the grainy complexion, the malty complexion. and a little bit of the like this lemoniness to it. So, I mean, not quite as sweet and not quite as watery as, say, like a Budweiser kind of beer. It definitely has more malt base and more malt body. So if you really like even like a German or a Czech Pilsner, but you kind of like some of the sweetness that comes from New England, American style beers like a Pabst Blue Ribbon, a Budweiser, Coors, just that sort of a sweetness style, a little different variety in its grainy sort of complexion. I'm calling rice a grain here. See what I did? It works just well. So I'm tempted to call it a 90, so I guess I will.
That's
I'm out of the Trillium Corn Lager, but in the back of my brain, I didn't do a review on it, but in the back of my brain, I gave that one a 93. So this is still pretty good. The corn one was way better to me. Maybe I'll open one more after this examination. It's a growler of New England Pilsner. So they're doing some lagering over at Trillium, strangely enough, but it's all pretty good. It's reminding me a lot of what they're doing is like hoppy versions of Carlsberg. And on Saturday, before some birthday celebrations, because my birthday was yesterday, my buddy Dave, maybe I'll open up one of those. Maybe I'll do that. My buddy Dave brought over the Enter Night Pilsner from Stone Brewing. They're doing that one in collaboration with Metallica. And that's kind of along the lines of this beer, too. It's got a very hoppy flavor to it, but it's just like if you took the German, like a Carlsberg-style lager, and you kind of shoved a little bit more hops into it, where it's not an IPL, but it still has a little bit of a hoppy bitterness to remind you you're drinking some amount of hops to it. So I think a lot of these breweries in New England, especially Trillium here, are starting to go towards reminding people of traditional beer style, what made beer really famous in the first place. So good on you, 90 Trillium. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Thomas, do you possibly, because when I think of rice, have you ever cooked rice and then you always have leftovers? Because rice is basically the filling, and then you kind of like you don't want to like get rid of it, so you just leave it out on the stove there for the night.
Yeah.
And the next morning it started fermenting and souring. Do you see Trillium doing a possible Berliner Weiss with rice?
They've done some amount of sour brewing. I don't know off the top of my head if they've done a Berliner Weiss, but it honestly would not surprise me if they're doing that at this moment in time. They have a whole souring program that they do a lot of sour beers in their in oak barrels. So they don't seem like they have any. The only one that they have at the moment that I can go to the brewery tomorrow and buy is, they say, Triple Seesaw, which is an American Goza ale brewed with raspberry. So they do play around with some sour beers at Trillium.
I have a question too. Are Gozas typically low in ABV?
I'm going to reserve comment to our great buddy John Anelli is not around, but that's one of his favorite styles known to mankind. But if that's correct, Bumpy, I believe that typically they are Gozas a little bit lower in the ABV.
From what I think,
because a Goza is basically like a Berliner Weiss with salt added.
Robert?
So it's gonna be anywhere from like a 4.5 to maybe the tops at a 6% ABV, but you usually don't see them that high.
Right.
You'll probably find them around an average of like a 4.5.
Yeah, I've seen it around like 4.7 around there.
Did we get to our great buddy there in Kansas, Mr. Robert Hendricks, in his final rating on some on that nice Bulldog beer he's drinking?
Okay, I give it. I'm going to stay with I don't know how to do all the other stuff. I know how to rate it like I rate, and it will be an 89-90. It's a B plus. It right there between that B plus and A minus range.
Right.
It's real drinkable, real good. It's not super great, but it's something you can sit down and enjoy. And that's right where I'm at with it.
Nice.
Hey,
No,
Rob,
Good, man.
hey, Robert, I put
Just
your
just shout out that brewery and beer once again.
Oh, it's Three Rings Brewery, Bulldog Oatmeal Stout in McPherson, Kansas.
3 rings. Okay.
3 Rings.
I wonder if we can get it in Arkansas.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
I don't know.
Damn right. We got to get to Alex and his rating on his beer. Alex.
I
don't have a
already gave
beer.
it. And
Oh man, what was the last beer you drank, Alex? Do you remember what that beer was? How was that?
Oh, it was that beer that I drank 2 days ago. It was trying to figure what it was.
Doing real good, Alex. Yeah, woo.
Now I'm thinking.
I want to hear it. What was it, Alex?
I'm trying to
what-
think what the beer. It's on my Instagram. I'm trying to think what it is. My last beer is on my Instagram.
Is that a plug for your Instagram, Alex? Come on.
It was something your aunt bought for you.
Yes,
yeah, I'm
it
looking
is.
for it.
Trying to figure
Yeah.
out what it is.
We're all
Your
going
aunt
on your
bought it.
Instagram fast.
Kentucky
No.
Golden Ale.
Oh.
Kentucky Golden Ale.
Oh yeah. Kentucky Golden Ale. You gave it a 90.
Yeah, I think it was a
What
good
the hell
beer.
is Kentucky Golden Ale?
Kentucky Golden. I don't remember that.
That's from the
Yeah.
brewing
Is that from the
company.
Kentucky Derby?
Hey, I'm friends with him on Instagram. I'll find out. Hold on.
Jeremy
yeah,
knows everything.
Golden Ale.
Yeah. It was a few nights ago on a
Yeah.
live feed. I think I can't
Cinco de
remember
Mayo.
because we bounce around so much on these live feeds. I don't know who was doing it.
It was
Yeah, he
Cinco de Mayo.
gave it a 90 score.
Yeah,
I remember
think it
that.
was.
Yeah, it was Cinco de Mayo. I remember he drank 2. He actually drank 2 beers. So
Do you have
Oh.
any? Do you have any beers coming up? You're gonna try. You're gonna examine. You're gonna put on Instagram.
I would like to get KBS, but as of right now, I'm not getting that now because I don't have a ride. I was going to tell John to see if he wants to switch it to Friday because I'm going to try.
Okay.
to get-
the beer.
Don't screw me up there, Alex. Come on. I'm ready to go
Screw
buy
what
this
up?
tomorrow.
He's gonna
Screw
bump
who up?
you out.
You're out of my way to buy a 4-pack of this KBS today, and now you want to change everything?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Alex.
The whiskey scout, man.
Okay. The one he was drinking was by Fall City Beer, and it was called Golden Ale Louisville City.
Oh yes.
Can you put a picture of that up, Jeremy?
Yeah, he can put it up. Go ahead.
You know how to do that.
Oh, I'm glad you have faith in me. There.
Jeremy's a tech guy here.
Jeremy is that guy.
Let me see.
How do you do that?
Fall City's like one of those really famous, iconic beer brands out of the United States from way back in the day.
You know,
Yeah.
when you look at that beer, Eric, you think it's Louisiana because there's a logo matching up with Louisiana. If you look
It looks like the fall. You're right. It kind of has a fall staff looking logo
It
to
says
it.
Louisville, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some kind of shield or something.
no, but
Yeah.
not just that. It has the what's it called, like the Saints logo.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
A fleur de lis.
Mhm.
Okay,
yeah,
hold on.
that's what I'm trying to say, Eric. I mean, I always figured it was Louisiana because it's similar
Well,
to that.
There we go. 5%, 5.0000. I remember that.
Zero.
Remember that?
Yeah, and how big is the zero?
What's all the zeros for?
Is the zero like really big on that?
Big zero or a little zero?
Beer. It says exclusive beer brewed in collaboration with Louisville City FC, which I guess is soccer football club.
15 IBUs, 5% ABV.
Available during soccer season on draft and in cans. So you drank kind of a limited release beer there, Mr. Alex, the beer master.
Mr. Alex.
Oh,
Alex.
I did?
He is a
You're
beer.
over there in New Jersey.
As the boys in blue storm down the pitch and in search for their third star, give them a yell in support and raise a can of this refreshing golden ale with citrus, hops, and rye malt to let them know you are all for the city. There you go.
Alex.
That beer was pretty good. man.
Alex, are you a soccer fan?
No. I just like to try different beers.
Well, shit.
Well, give your aunt 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Did she buy that for you?
Yes, she did. I actually Drunken One and Jeremy were there when I was talking to my aunt.
I
So.
can't say her name, can I?
I don't want to use her real name.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say her full name, just her. Never.
It's Auntie Alex's
You
aunt.
guys talked to Alex's aunt?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, man. It was on after the Stout Sunday hangout.
Oh, really?
He went to eat, and he actually had us on video the whole time he was eating. So it was pretty interesting.
Wow, that's some
You
behind
listen
the
to the radio over there. I hear the radio.
Yeah, because Jeremy and Drunken One wanted to see my hoagie because I kept telling them, "Hey,
Yeah, he showed us his hoagie. Me and Drunken One.
Ham and cheese hoagies, all right.
You dirty bastard! You wanted to see his hoagie?
No, Jeremy can tell you what it is. Jeremy, just tell them please what it was."
Come on, Jeremy, tell us,
Yeah,
please.
it was a sandwich.
All right. Apparently, Bud Light will sell beer in rainbow bottles for Pride Month. There's your beer news. All right, great.
What was it, Eric?
Bud Light will sell beer in rainbow bottles for Pride Month.
Rainbow bottles. When is Pride Month?
When the fuck is Pride Month?
Uh,
Do we have a straight month?
Yeah, it's from May.
No, we don't, Grumpy. When is Pride Month? When is Pride
They're
Month?
going to donate $1 for each case sold to GLAD, Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. All right, well, there you go. There's some beer news.
When is Pride Month, though?
Does Flacco gave his review?
I thought GLAD stood for like good little adolescence doobie.
I don't know, man. That's just.
No.
You need to
I
read
want to
that.
see some of those rainbow.
That's borderline.
Apparently, according to some other news, a Ohio man was 40 pounds liquid diet consisting of beer for 46 days in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Actually, somebody told me about that on one of the hangouts, and I become friends with him on well, not friends, but subscribe to his channel, and I kind of watched it, but I was like, you know, if that's all you do is drink beer, that's probably not a good healthy thing to do, you know.
He does.
I love beer.
Then he
But,
lost weight,
He worked
yeah,
at Cincinnati
but his liver probably.
West Brewing Company. This article from their Fox News.
Right, is that his thing? Yeah, that's all he does?
They say that he avoided, he said, let's see here. He decided to give it a try and admitted the first week was tough. He documented the entire process on social media, providing updates on his beer diet and tracking his weight. He says he avoided getting drunk by spacing out his beer. He believes his craft beer diet is better than the, quote, standard American fast food diet. His doctor
He could be right about that.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, he said,
He's on a bumpy monk diet.
He's going bumpy bin.
Man, he probably didn't have a solid shit for months, man.
right.
blood pressure and cholesterol improved after his 46-day diet.
Yeah, less pain, more wiping.
Hey Robert, I thought you weren't going to be home. I thought you said you're going to be away today.
I got home 3 hours ago.
What'd you say, Robert?
I said I got home about three and a half hours ago. Something like that.
Oh,
I got home,
The side talk.
15-year-old Glen Grant, took a pour of that, then had a lot of shit going on. So
oh. Did you do your
it
live
just
stream?
happened. So I thought
Did you,
I'll
do your,
join this.
did you do your live stream like you were going to, or no?
No, I'm only running on about an hour and a half worth of sleep since
Boom.
I talked to you guys last Tuesday. Whatever.
Yeah, that was on Cinco de Mayo, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I've had about an hour and a half sleep since then.
Oh,
Ooh.
well, that's a problem.
So
And apparently,
I'm going to get back a little bit.
let's see here, Boulevard Brewing Company is going to launch a new beer next week in the Kansas City area. Maybe that'll work for Robert.
I get them too.
It will be a breakfast-inspired beer
Mm.
called Hold the Pancakes, and it will be the first beer in the First Fridays collection. It'll be released in limited quantities in the Kansas City area beginning Monday, which will be next Monday. The new beer, quote, blends multiple vintages of imperial brown ales and imperial stouts aged in bourbon, rye, and maple syrup-filled whiskey casks.
Wow, that sounds good.
does.
So if you can find that, Robert, go get that starting next week.
I have my sister and brother-in-law live in Kansas City. Every time I call him to buy a scotch or something, by the time I get up there, he's drank the damn thing.
That's really.
It's useless to call him to save it for me. He says, "I try."
That is funny.
I can understand.
Let's see. That seems to be the most giant.
Where do you get this news from? Is there a special website for beer news?
One of the big ones is one of the big websites you can go on is Brewhound, BREWHOUND.com. That's a good website. Usually I'll type in beer news and go on Google and then press the news button, and you'll find a lot of different beer news from all across the country, maybe even the world, just from that.
Beerhound?
Beerhound.com. So
what else you got? What's going on with the lawsuit with Stone and Keystone?
I haven't heard anything from that lately.
Keystone lawsuit. The last, let's see here. April 8th is the last news I can find. What? April 8th says, we're talking about April.
The other day, I almost bought a Keystone Ice because I thought it was made by the Stone.
Yeah.
I got to the counter and I was like,
getting
it's Keystone, a 24 ounce of Keystone Ice. Let me put this back. I don't want this.
Robert,
I didn't even know. I didn't know
right now.
nothing about a lawsuit with them. What's going on with that? What's the whole story behind that?
Oh, let's enlighten.
Never heard of the Stone Brewing Company lawsuit against Miller Coors?
It's a funny story, man.
They say, let's see.
Their product looks too much like theirs. They're Stone. They get it confused.
Stone Brewing Company is suing Keystone, saying that they're putting the Stone
Real
label
big
on their cans, really, really big, to make it seem like it's part of the Stone Brewing.
So here's what this
the brewery.
Yep.
On February, this is from Escondido Grapevine, because Escondido is where Stone is out of, Escondido, California. It's on February 12, 2018. Stone Brewing sued Miller Coors and others at federal court in San Diego for trademark infringement. In essence, Stone Brewing owns the federal trademark to the word Stone in connection with beer, and alleges that in April of 2017, Miller Coors refreshed or rebranded its Keystone beer to emphasize the word Stone. And then they say,
it's kind of true. They really did do that. They changed the branding of the can.
The court will look to see who used the term Stone first in connection with the beer, and if such commercial use was continuous and sufficient so as to create consumer understanding of who is the source of Stone beer and distinguish it from other sources. It's basically a trademark ownership lawsuit is what's going on right now. But Stone is claiming they've started using the word Stone with their beer starting in 1996. So say what you want about that.
But you know what? It sounds like a frivolous lawsuit, but it is true that Keystone did start putting a huge Stone word on their can.
It almost
separate from the
matter who did it first. It really matters who registers the word Stone in the alcoholic beverage industry. And if Stone really actually registered the word Stone, then they have all legal rights to tell Miller Coors to cut the shit. They really do.
But Keystone has been around for a long time, way before '96. So.
Yeah, but it's not about a please just stop using it because I did it in 1996. Once you get it registered and you say that I own the usage of using Stone on beer, Miller Coors can't use that anymore. I understand and get that. But if they really haven't, Stone Brewing Company really hasn't done any of that, I think this lawsuit would have been long gone dead. But it seems like it's back in the battle for whatever reason.
Do you think if the Stone Brewing Company wins, Keystone might have to change its name?
Keystone would have to stop using Stone.
Yeah, emphasizing the Stone.
Well, how are they going to sell beer without using the stone on
They'll call
on
it
the can?
Keystone with, you know,
Just want-
maybe the
Oh, Stone be
logo
big.
of Pennsylvania and use that on their cans instead. The Keystone State. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
basically they're emphasizing the stone, and that's what the whole lawsuit's about.
they gotta stop using that.
They should just rebrand, man. Instead of saying Keith, you know, like having that guy Keith Stone, they should make it like a female or something. You know what I'm saying? Just have her on the can.
Sharon Stone. All right.
Sharon Stone. There you go.
Sharon Stone. Hello.
Sharon Stone.
It still says stone.
Wait till the Rolling Stones sues both of them.
It doesn't work.
I guess it all depends on really who was the first one to really trademark this, and if there's really any trademark. And I'm sure the reasoning behind this lawsuit, or the reasoning the lawsuit's going on as long as it has, is because nobody's really sure when any of this happened, right?
Right.
But the thing that gets me about the Stone Brewing Company and their lawsuit, and I read it once, I can't find where it is, but they legitimately, like a year ago, or not a year ago, a month ago maybe, started making claims and stuff on the social media about there literally is no place for any watery, any light, any American style beer, lager at any point in anybody's time or any lifetime. I'm like, really? It's cool if you want to protect your brand name, and I'm a craft beer guy, so I do like some Stone from time to time, but I don't want to be spoken to by a brewery about what I should and shouldn't drink, for God's sakes. Let the consumer make that decision. I don't think Miller Coors is going to lose any money on Keystone. I don't think Stone's going to lose any money because of this lawsuit. We're all going to be just fine as beer consumers at the end of the day, I think. What do you think about that, Robert?
I think I'm about ready to go to bed.
All right.
You look tired.
I knew it.
It's very interesting. Honestly, it's very interesting. I enjoy listening to it. I don't know a lot about it, just what you guys have said. So it's interesting.
Hey, Robert, when are you going to interview that beer stuff for me, Robert? I know you've been busy, but.
Well, it's all going to depend. I'll find out tomorrow.
Hey man, you just need to go ahead and go to bed.
I don't know. I get it, Alex.
When we get to it.
That's okay,
You
Chief.
deserve
I'll-
bed right now.
I'll
brother.
enjoy the video when you do it.
I know it. It's a difficult thing. I have so many whiskeys to do, and to slide a beer review in there is I mean, I've already got 4 reviews in the queue. I don't like to publish, but about 1 to 2 a week, and so if you saturate it, and I like to be just a little bit ahead of the curve. So when I have these wells and I get home, I'm not scrambling trying to make another review real quick. So, but
Sure.
I'll get to
You're
it.
doing a good job,
I
man.
appreciate it, Robert, and I enjoy your
You
whiskey
do
reviews
you have a
too.
good channel, man. Real good.
Huh?
I said I enjoy your whiskey reviews as
Yes.
well.
No,
Yeah,
thank
You're probably one of the best whiskey guys on YouTube.
no,
Boom, boom. Take it for what it's
there's a lot of other guys out there that's done a lot more
But
than
you're
I.
the only one that I know, so that's all that counts.
Well, thank you.
That's
You
true.
really do a good job, though. Really.
You're the only one I know as well, Robert. It's true. I don't have any whiskey stuff on my channel except for you.
Boom.
Yes.
Take it from Alex.
We love it. Keep
He is the
going.
beer master.
No, it's the truth. You go on
Fucking
my channel.
beer master.
I only,
Fucking beer master. All right.
Hell yeah.
Been fun, Robert.
what's up, Flacco?
What's up, my man?
You seem
Well-
tired there, buddy.
Yeah, I am a little tired.
Anybody
But I'm gonna
else?
drink another beer with you guys because that's what I feel like doing.
Because that's what beer masters do.
Anybody else
That's
got
the
some
beer
beer
master.
news to talk about? I don't know, or stuff going on in their beer drinking lives and videos. I don't know where John Anilli went. He's been gone forever.
He's had
Work. So we got Jeremy. You're gonna start your beer review channel. You're gonna do Stout Sunday. What's going on with Jeremy?
I'm gonna just keep joining you guys because
Yeah, man. I'm with Jeremy.
right now, I mean, I may do something. I want to do more of a guitar channel.
Maybe me and Jeremy will get together and do beer reviews.
There you go. Hey, well, that'd be good. And we got to have Alex so join us every once in a while. Just keep us in line, you know.
Just
Oh,
do
I'll join you
not
all the time.
go to the Hudson River Bridge.
Right, Ronnie. I will keep you away from the Hudson River.
Yeah, I stay away from that.
Whoa.
Don't worry, Jeremy. I'll join you all the time. Don't worry.
All the time.
Here, Alex.
Alex is ready to go. He's gonna have a beer in one hand and a pen in the other. Right down his
And a whole
review.
in the other.
Oh shit. All right. Well, damn. Okay. I will probably be mostly either Tuesdays or Thursdays due to band practicing obligations.
No more Wednesdays, Eric?
What? Say that again?
You're not doing the Wednesdays anymore?
Almost never, but if I
Oh man, that was your thing.
practicing, I will do a Wednesday. I leave that to other folks to pick up the slack from my Wildcard Wednesday woes. That's what I say.
It looked like we had a good turnout today. It looked like we had a good turnout. So I
Yeah,
appreciate
it's pretty good. I like that. Alex, bring a beer next time. Robert, thanks for joining.
No
Flacco,
beer, no admission.
yeah. Jeremy,
Thank you.
Bumpy, yo,
Bobby, you're back.
he's back.
No shirt,
fine.
no shoes,
I
no
took
beer,
a bumpy break. I'm
no
sorry.
service.
As always. I guess we're going to take this thing off air. We can continue the chat there. What's the highest rated beer?
Check it out.
99 out of 100 from Jeremy tonight. All
Yeah.
right.
Make sure you check out Georgia beer reviews from that
Well,
guy.
wait. I did a 50 point breakdown, so I think we have to do some mathematics because I did a 40 out of 50.
Right.
80 out of 100.
Yeah.
Or you could just let the man have his credit. I don't know.
All right. We give it to Jeremy. All right, Jeremy. Bravo. Actually,
I rated beers
I would
there.
love to have a St. Bernardus.
It is very good, man. Try. I know you try these, right?
Oh, that's definitely better than what I drank. So yes.
All of your beer is better than what I'm drinking right now.
And I say,
Paps.
until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers, and
Wrap
we'll
it up.
see you soon.
Hey, John, you're back.
Rap.
Yeah.
There's John.
John, before we leave, do you have any pressing beer news? What's going on,
Yeah,
John?
John, what's going on with South Carolina? You doing it for Mother's Day?
No, I'm doing the KBS tomorrow night at 7:30. I'll be out of town this weekend, so there won't be any Stout Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do South Sunday.
John, are you going to be away Friday or no?
I'm leaving Friday after work to head out of town for Mother's Day weekend, so I will not
Alright.
be available this weekend for any hangouts.
Never mind, John. I was going to ask you to change it, but I'm not going to have you do it. Never mind.
No,
And
Alex,
There we go.
all you guys